One of the tools that you have, one of the classroom management tools that you have is the ability to help your students reflect on their actions, help them to understand their thinking and how their thinking influences their actions. And I think that that is a it not only helps you manage the classroom, but it also helps the student learn and grow as a person. Because what you're doing sometimes is you're putting a mirror up to them because they may say one thing, oh, I got to get my grades up, I got to get my grades up. But when they're in the classroom, they're talking or they're not engaged. So I mean, those two things, like they're out of order. You're contradicting yourself. And when you allow a student to see that put that mirror up in front of them, hopefully, it doesn't work all the time, but hopefully, ideally, they look at themselves and they start to think and think deeply about their actions and what it is that they want out of your classroom. That's classroom management. Check this one out. Got scolded for telling a kid that apologies are meaningless if the behavior doesn't change. Okay, let me see what the problem is here. After the umpteenth time I had to tell a freshman, okay, we're working with freshmen. That's gonna that's gonna pull on your patience. How much patience you got? Freshman to stop talking, being disruptive, and him saying, sorry, I told him that an apology without a change in behavior is meaningless. That's beautiful. I love it. I love it. Think about that. An apology without change in behavior is meaningless. The kid really seemed to take offense to that. Truth hurts sometimes, and admins seem to agree because in their mind, it's the same as telling the kid they don't matter. And kids who have a hard time doing the right thing can only apologize. Let me back up and make sure that I got that right. Admin says it's the same as telling the kid they don't matter, and kids who have a hard time doing the right thing can only apologize. Apparently, it was mean for me to say that. Needless to say, I'm absolutely baffled. Can someone make sense of this for me? And then I guess in the comments, someone mentioned ADHD or whatever. But the the point is we have a teacher who's trying to do their job, which is teach, help students learn and grow, accomplish the mission. There's an objective that the students have to accomplish, and anything that would interfere with that is unacceptable. Period. So now we have, working with freshmen, it is challenging. Now I'm gonna, take the teacher at their word and whatnot. And I'm gonna assume that, they've done the thing, they've built the relationships. We all know about relationships. We all know about relationships. I'm going to assume that this teacher's done the work that they need to do to build relationships, pour into the kids. Hey, I care about you. I'm a normal person. I don't consider myself better than you. My job here is to help you learn and grow. That's what we want to do in this classroom. So that out of the way, we put that out of the way. We understand that. If the kid is disrupting the classroom, it's the teacher's job to address it. It's classroom management. We like to call it leadership, but it's classroom management. And I agree with putting the mirror up in front of that student's face and letting them know that an apology without a change in behavior is meaningless. There's nothing wrong with that statement. And you know what? We are all human and we're going to make mistakes, and that happens. But when we make mistakes and we get the feedback that we need, we're going to get another test to make sure that we caught that feedback, to make sure that we're willing to implement that feedback. So yes, quite possibly it's gonna be necessary to tell the student again. An apology without a change of behavior is meaningless. You're interrupting my class. Please stop. You just can't continue to say you're sorry and then interrupt my classroom. It doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way in the classroom, and it doesn't work that way in life if you continue to apologize and not change the behavior. I don't understand what the I don't understand this. I don't understand the response of administration. In their mind, it's the same as telling the kid they don't matter. And kids who have a hard time doing the right thing can only apologize. Apparently, it was mean for me to say that. That's guys in my mind that's classroom management. That's a teacher managing their classroom, addressing situations, and a really, I like when you address student behavior. I like to keep it nice and sweet, something that they can easily remember. I love this. An apology without a change of behavior is meaningless. I love that. I love that because then if the student is acting up or doing whatever, you can just give the look and they hear those words. I love it. I love it. It's just really bite size, very memorable. The student has failed this particular test on numerous occasions, and so they've been given the same feedback. An apology without a change in behavior is meaningless. I'm sorry. There are principals out there who are less supportive than they should be. They don't want any issues with the parents. You never know. Perhaps they've dealt with the parent before and they just don't want to do it again, and so they'll be weak in the knees and they'll yield to the student over the teacher. Again, I'm assuming that the tone in which the teacher spoke to the student was correct. They've done a job of building relationships. I'm trying to teach. Trying to teach my class. Please stop disrupting my class. I see nothing wrong with letting the student know about their behavior and letting them know, hey, this it kind of feels to me like you don't mean it when you say that you're sorry. Like that's good character. That's good character education right there. Like how to interact with people. I don't get it. To the teacher here, beneficial focus 3702. I'm sorry. I just hope you're I don't know.